The purpose and the mission of the Broadway Deli, it's an interesting one. This shop is actually a sort of a accumulation of all my history in the food industry. I've done this for 15 years. I started in Greece about 15 years ago in working for a Greek honey company. There I traveled the whole world. It was quite a sweet job. I was an export manager and I came into the nicest places from in America, in Russia, in the Middle East, in France, in Europe. And I've seen so many beautiful things there, and I got to work with small producers. And the small producers have always caught my interest. I mean, there's real food and there's produced food, like manufactured food. And these small producers that are usually a grumpy old sod on the side of a mountain somewhere that do one thing very well. And these people, they have a story to tell, and that story often gets lost. And in the Broadway Deli and Grocery, we feel we want to tell that story. So when you come in here, you'll find a lot of products. It's almost like a food gallery for some. And we try to give subtitle. So we find products here of small producers locally in Walthamstow, in Essex, and East Sussex, but also small producers in Italy, in Greece, in France, Spain, and so on. And that's really what we're trying to show here, what goes right in the food industry, because there's a lot going wrong, as we all know, but there's also a lot going right, and that is what we try to highlight here. As an independent, we have a function. I think one of the things that we should try to avoid as an independent is to compete with the likes of Tesco's, Sainsbury's, because they have a function. Their function is that we can get our food every day for the masses, really. It's music for the millions, as they used to call the best of records in the 60s and 70s. In the independent shops, we shouldn't try to want to compete. We should try to offer a choice, a different choice. So in here you'll find organic stuff. You'll find stuff that you don't find in the big supermarkets, because it's a small producer that does its own twist. We also, in the independents, things are discovered. This is where trends begin and that are then hijacked and taken over by the supermarkets, by the mainstream supermarkets, which again is fine, because we offer something new each time, and that is what the nice thing is of being an independent, really. Also, I remember my mother in our local area where we used to live. There was a local Spar franchise, and that guy was an independent, and his function was really for women and men like my mother to come in and complain, because in a big supermarket you can complain to an 0800 number of somebody that just takes record of it, and there she could complain straight to the owner. And you know, there's something to that as well, the interaction. The community has been really great. We opened here as well. I'm not from the area here. I live in Hertfordshire. Our shop is here in Essex. As soon as we opened, we found that people were curious and they'd like to engage in the discussion or in the dialogue, actually, about the products that we do, about the producers that we promote, and we very rapidly, I feel, became part of the community. And have as such a sort of a neighborhoodly function as well, where it's nice that we know people by name. We get to meet and greet people that come here on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. People know more and more what they can find here. They can find something different. They can, yeah, it's been really great, actually, to be part of this community. Me? I am passionate about food, really. That's why you see this store is a deli grocery. We serve fresh coffee, again, you know, nice coffee, organic coffee from Monmouth, which is people's favorites. If you know Monmouth, it's a favorite. However, we're not a coffee shop, because people ask me, oh, why don't you put a table in here? But as soon as we do that, we turn into a coffee shop. But we have 1,700 products at least here, of all small producers. And we want to promote these producers, their smallness, their efforts, yeah, what they stand for, the sustainability factor, which is very important to us. independent shops are important because otherwise your life would be very blunt. If you go to supermarkets, you know that. I mean, whatever you find there is sort of the average of what people like. So an Italian cooking sauce will not have too much garlic or too much chili or too much this or too much that. So it's not for the acquired taste, it's for you to be functional, practical, an independent shop. And this is, I'm talking about food, but it's for anything. An independent shop keeps you sort of at the forefront of what's happening. This is where things are discovered. I mentioned that before. It's where you as a consumer can find something new, where you get service in a different way. Again, we are not just functional. For you, it's a full experience. It's you come in, you're greeted, you're helped. We pack your bag, we hold the door, we talk about the products, we help you get a little bit of an experience. Maybe this shop, and I think many independent shops, is a little bit the owner's journey. Of what he or she has sort of found in life that interests them, that they felt passionate about. And that is, whenever you come in an independent, there's always an owner in there, and there's a certain passion in there, in that owner's eyes, in that owner's behavior, in that owner's sort of drive, that you won't find in the non-independents.